Hi, let's do some Bible study today. Today we're going to be reading Luke chapter 4, verses 9 through 12 to cover the final temptation Jesus faced when he spent 40 days and 40 nights in the wilderness. We'll be reading from the CSB version. Here are the verses on the screen, so let's read them and break them down together today. And so they read. So he took him to Jerusalem, had him stand on the pinnacle of the temple, and said to him, If you are the Son of God, throw yourself down from here. For it is written, He will give his angels orders concerning you, to protect you, and they will support you with their hands, so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. And Jesus answered him, It is said, Do not test the Lord your God. Verse 9, it says that he took him to Jerusalem. He is in reference to the devil, and him is in reference to Jesus. And Jerusalem is considered a religious center of Israel, and it's also labeled as a holy city. As the devil took Jesus to stand on the pinnacle of the temple. The pinnacle in Greek means wing, and temple in Greek means a sacred place. So the devil took Jesus to stand on a specific wing of a sacred place. On this wing, the devil says to him, If you are the Son of God, throw yourself down from here. This can be in reference to Matthew 4, verses 5 through 7, but also Luke 3:22, where Jesus is named the Son of God. The if here works as a questioning signifier, this once again being an instance of the devil questioning Jesus' identity as Son of God. In continuation, the devil begins quoting scripture, and he says, For it is written, He will give his angels orders concerning you, to protect you. In verse 11, he continues and says, They will support you with their hands, so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. This is in reference to Psalm 91, verses 11-12, Hebrews 1:4, and Psalms 34:7. Protect here in Greek translates to guard you, and guard is to protect against damage or harm. So it's very ironic that Satan is quoting this particular piece of scripture while telling Jesus to do something very harmful, which can be a direct indicator of a misuse of scripture. Striking of a foot here in this verse can be in reference to Proverbs 3, verses 23, and stones at the time were seen as obstacles, whether spiritual or physical. Scholars predict that Jesus was in the Judean desert during this wilderness time, and the Judean deserts just so happened to have a lot of stones, so this verse could mean a lot for Jesus. And in continuation, Jesus answers the devil and says to him, It is said, Do not test the Lord your God. It can be in direct reference to Deuteronomy 6:16, Exodus 17:2, and 1 Corinthians 10:9. Aramaic translations also read test as tempt. Scholars comment that this final temptation highlights Jesus' trust in God without ever testing or tempting God. He didn't need God to prove who he was. He believed who God said he was. And this wraps up our final and last temptation. And that was today's Bible study.